What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it, okay? First and foremost, actually, before we get into this video, I want you guys to understand that Litecoin, I think, is a very underplayed coin. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this video do, anybody in the Litecoin community. If you're new and you're considering Litecoin as a possibility, understand most people in the crypto space have written Litecoin off completely. They don't even consider it as a viable option. But Litecoin, as far as all crypto goes, is one of the most utilized cryptos in day-to-day merchant acceptance and usage, and just as far as transactions go in the crypto space, there's a lot of usage, actual applicable real-life usage happening every single day. And that's more than any crypto could hope for. And what's crazy is it's doing this and people still act like it's nothing, like it's no big deal, just because last cycle it didn't see new all-time highs. Just because it consolidated, man. We're gonna go over the short-term price action in this video. We're gonna go over the long-term stuff. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. We're at $115 now. I think it's very obvious that if this is a range, let's call it a triangle, perhaps an ascending triangle. Well, that was not. Let's just put a straight line up there. Boom, like that, right? And then another straight line down here. Boom, something like this, right? You can see the triangular shape that I'm going for. I'm just not drawing it absolutely perfectly here. Something like that, right? I think it's safe to assume that we're at the bottom of it, and we likely will return to the top. Now, do we go all the way to the top? Do we go through it? Do we fall just shy of it? You know, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think that we will move up, but not break through it on the initial break, right? We're not going to pull an XRP, but we might pull an XLM where we pull really close to our all-time highs without breaking through it. Something like this, I think, could be in the horizon for LTC. When I say on the horizon, I mean like within this next month, man. I think this move, what's about to happen, it could be starting now. This could be the month that is starting this. By the end of this month, we have 3 days and 20 hours left. We really could be at prices that are, you know, above 150 in the next 3 days and 20 hours for Litecoin. I think we really could. If not, that'll be next month. And then also I assume that we would be not just above 150, but something that's above, well above 250. I would assume that we are anything from about 270 to 315, 320 by the end of February. And if we're not there, we're likely going to be higher, okay? And that's just using our eyes. I feel like it makes sense that we could go. We're assuming that it would happen next month, right? You never know as far as timing goes, but when we use more than just our opinions on what we quote unquote want to see, if you look at the data in front of us or the chart in front of us, the price action, you can see that you've been in a consolidation phase here since June of 2022. A consolidation phase of which you look like you're on the brink of breaking out, right? I don't know about you guys, but this looks different than this does, or than this does, right? The 3 times you've been up here, this time you rejected, this time you rejected, and the only time that you're doing this stuff, it's a little bit different, might be the time that you don't reject, right? And you go through, and that's what I'm anticipating. So returning to the top of the range, sure, maybe you go all the way up to about 412, maybe that's what you do. But if we take a high to a low here, seeing a standard retracement, which I think is what you will see, being that you're consolidating between the 0.5 and the 382, not below the 382, being that your highs were above the 382 like this, I personally don't assume that you stop at the golden ratio, but that you stop at the 786, 886 area. The minimum target is 251. The maximum target is 317. And you could absolutely go higher than that. I suppose you could also find prices lower than that, but my expectation would be you're at 115 now. Litecoin's going to be at $251 probably in the next 5 weeks. Probably in the next 5 weeks. That would be my assumption. If not 5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, whatever. If not 4.5 weeks, 3 weeks. It's going to happen. I mean, genuinely, it could happen in 3 weeks, man. You can see Litecoin's at $115. 3 weeks from now, it could be worth $250 or more, genuinely. And if not 3 weeks, I think 4 weeks or more around there. We're very close. Very, very close. And the only way that I could see myself being wrong, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, but the only way I could see myself being wrong is not that it falls short of my expectation, but that it exceeds them, that it far surpasses them. The Litecoin shows us what's up, you know, and it's like, I'm not forgotten about. For a forgotten crypto, it's doing pretty well, right? People say that it's a dead coin. Well, it's got higher lows. It's got a very bullish structure here. People forget it's actually healthy to consolidate. It allows you a foundation of which to build upon, and you've got that, man. You definitely do have that. Looking at the monthly time frame here, looking at the RSI, you're above the 60. We're about to close 2-3 months in a row above the 60 area. That's very bullish. Getting into the overbought zone would be very bullish as well. Every time Litecoin gets into the overbought zone, that's when we see our best work. We saw some immaculate growth in that 2017 cycle once we got into the overbought zone, and we even saw some pretty solid growth, about 200% of growth, I think, in a 6-month period. Last time, what was it? Would have been here from the monthly close. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and it was 220%. So a little bit over a quarter of a year there. If we look at the weekly RSI, looking at this here, it kind of looks ugly, I'm not going to lie, but also it's not too bad, right? Higher lows, higher highs. You've got this blemish here. It's got a double bottom here instead of just higher lows like this, but I don't think it's too bad. I think overall the structure's nice, and getting overbought and not getting oversold, getting overbought, not getting oversold, right? That's a strong overall look in itself. 3-day time frame, also bullish. Yes, I think that's very bullish. Daily time frame looks bullish as well. Yes, I'm liking all of it. Let's go with what I think is going to happen by the end of this, because I already told you guys where I think we're going to be by the end of the move. Let's go with where I think we're going to be by the end of today, and then probably by the end of this month / end of this week, and then we'll end it with there. Okay, so what we can expect in the short term. So if we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, to me the RSI actually looks a little bit sick right now on the 4-hour time frame. So being at 115 here, previous areas of support, don't be surprised if some of you are watching this video and Litecoin's even down a little bit. It could be at about 110. I would expect you to go to 111 or 110 if you pull back from here. You might not pull back from here. You absolutely could keep going, but that's just what I'm seeing here is that you could. I'm not saying you do, but just that you could. So 111, 110, and then up, or you're just moving up now, okay? So by the end of today, I would assume you are higher, right? Because even if you get this correction, I would assume that by the end of today, you recover and you probably are higher than you are now. 1-hour time frame looks bullish. The 1 hour would actually suggest that we're not going to go lower. In my opinion, that's what the 1 hour, it might suggest, it depends. If you go a little bit higher, if you move up to like 320 on a 1 hour basis and then reject down there and you see prices below sorry, I said 320, I meant 120. If you get above 120 and then you break below 115 again, then likely we will see prices go back to that 110 or lower area. But the 1 hour kind of suggests that you'll keep moving up, so I'm going to run with that. I think you do move up. By the end of today, I think Litecoin will be worth anywhere from about 120, let's say around $125 is what I think. It's probably going to be worth around 125, if not higher, would be my expectation. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Oh, right, I wanted to talk about the ribbons too. Let's look at the daily time frame here real quick. Then we'll end the video, okay? $115 now. Bullish posturing in the ribbon for sure. Went all the way below the ribbon. You've been encroaching on it, and then you found a low below it. That's nice. Generally, that's what you do whenever you show respect on the ribbon like this. You're finding support on it, but you're grinding it. You generally can't move up without finding support below it. Not always, but generally, right? Here, you tipped it, so you just moved up. Here, you tipped it, so you just moved up. Same thing, tipped it, so you just moved up. Here, you were grinding it out, so you found a low below the ribbon, and then you moved up. Does that make sense? That's not like standard rules. That's just what I've noticed as far as this thing goes, right? Or maybe that is standard rules. I don't know. But grinding it out, found your low below the ribbon. Nice, solid recovery yesterday. You weren't phased at all. Really, you just found support at previous areas of resistance here in the price action. So definitely nice to see. 3-day time frame, bullish as hell on the ribbon as well. Weekly time frame, also super bullish, man. And the monthly time frame, of course, we're about to get this bullish cross. Hold on, let me look at it. LTC USD on a all-time history chart. Hold on. Oh, I might have to sneeze. Maybe. I want to. Woo! That was a good one. Okay, so looking like we want to get this bullish cross here, and I think this bullish cross would be exceptionally bullish because not only is it a bullish cross, but I think it would also invalidate the bearish cross, right? Because you had a bearish cross here but there was no bearish follow through. What you got your bearish monthly cross and all you put in was a higher low in a trend of higher lows? No, that's not a bearish cross. You got a bearish cross, you got a higher low, and now you're breaking out. That wasn't a bearish cross ever. It was a false bearish cross. You're going to get the bullish cross, but really what that does is it signals that was a false bearish cross. People had no reason to be bearish on Litecoin at all. This could be a very powerful signal to the whole markets, man. Not just the people in the Litecoin community, but people who do trading for a living, who do technical analysis for a living. You see a monthly cross on your ribbon, man. That's a bullish signal. It's a very powerful signal. You don't have it yet. You got 3 days and 20 hours left. You really could move up enough. I think you could move up enough by the end of this month where you could get that cross happening. If it's not by the end of this month, I would suspect that it's by the end of February. So soon enough, you'll have that monthly cross, and that likely will trigger a chain reaction of events that allows you to break out of this overall consolidation phase you've been in for 2 cycles. So big things coming for Litecoin. I expect it all starts here. By the end of today, we're looking for about $125 price probably, if not a little bit higher than that. And then by the end of February, we're looking for $250 at a low end, $320 at a high end, or more. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.